We recently received a new bike alarm. We're going to give it a test and a review. If any of that interests you, stay tuned. Eesens Technology sent to me free of charge the Guardian alarm, and I'm going to review it, test it and review it, and point out the good things, the bad things, what I like about it, what I don't like. And the comparison is going to be with what we're using today, which is a product that was purchased by me from Amazon, and it was Visaman, Visaman. Let's take a look. Let's take a listen. Get in the box, you get this alarm, and this will be the back side of it. You get a controller, which can be used as a key fob, and it has 4 different function buttons on it. Of course, the instructions. We also get a screwdriver with a very small Phillips head on it, which will be needed to access batteries in this device. A couple of zip ties to use as one of the mounting alternatives, the carabiner also to use as a mounting alternative. A couple of security bolts, a couple of spacers can be used with the security bolts, and a wrench for the security bolts. This little orange thing, a little guitar pick looking thing, is used to open this once you take the screws out. I also received from them the underseat bike mount, and that's what this is. It would go on the rails of the saddle of the bicycle and mount like so. This particular item comes as an accessory, so it does not come in the box with all of these things. One of the other great features of this Guardian bike alarm are these stickers. So there's a scannable QR code. They're adhesive back, so if you put it on your bike or whatever else you might be trying to keep secure, if someone finds it, they can scan this code. And if you have gone online and you've registered the product and you've registered this number, then what it tells you back here, register with the 8-digit code, you'll be notified if your item is found and reported. That's what comes in the box. In our other test that we've done on bike alarms, the one that we decided on, and when I say we, it's me and Kelly, the one we decided on is this. It came from, got it on Amazon. The manufacturer or the brand at the time was Visaman, Visaman. They no longer produce this. However, the same form factor, same form factor, is available under a couple of other product names. And I'll have information on those in the description below the video, as well as here on the screen. Now, when you get this product, you'll get a variety of items in addition to this key fob and the alarm. Now, let's get on to testing. We're going to test a few things. We're doing it inside rather than mounting everything back on the bicycles. It's just much easier. So we want to test the decibels, how loud is it, as well as how sensitive is it to movement. So let's get to testing. Okay, so the first, we're going to test the volume on this guy. So to arm it, we're going to press this lock button at the very top, and we'll get 2 sets of tones. That's the first tone. Now the second tone, that confirms that it has been set. I don't have to push any other button other than this, and they'll just do a short push at one time. Now, the first time it gets bumped, that's a warning. Stay away from my bike. And if somebody just keeps on, it's going to set the thing off. So here we go. Push one time the unlock button, so that disarms the alarm. I could have let this thing run longer, but frankly, it's really loud. Now we also have a help me find my bike. So this bell, this button, if I push it, it sounds like this. If I push it and hold it, it will do multiple sounds of the same volume and tune. That's what it sounds like. Now I'm going to do a little experiment here. I'm going to flip this guy over to cover up what appears to be the speaker, and we're going to see how it does on the meter. Okay, it's a little bit lower volume, but it still hurts my ears. So that's the Visaman. Now we're going to compare it to the Guardian alarm. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just make sure that I've got the sensitivity set on the most sensitive so that it will be a fair and equitable comparison with the Visaman, because it is set on the most sensitive. So here we go. So we're going to long press the settings button. That's a beep of 1. If I push it again, I may have to just push it long. Okay, there's the number 2 setting. And that's the number 3 setting. And as we'll read in the instructions, number 3 is the least sensitive. So I want to get back to number 1. So we start by pressing the Bluetooth or link button here. One short press. And then we're going to press the settings button. One short one. That's the silent sound. That's one of the lower tones. That's the lower one. That was the loudest. Now we're going to do the sound test. So I've got this guy placed in the same position as I had the Visaman. I have the recording device in the same place, and I'm going to turn on the sound meter so that we've got sound going on. First thing we got to do is arm it, and we do that by a short press of the arm disarm button right at the very top of this guy. It is now armed. Now to jostle it, this first sounds, then the alarm will sound. So there you got to witness one of the challenges that this device has. It's inconsistent in terms of its responsiveness. And for a bike alarm, that's not a great thing. Let's try this again. One short press. We'll arm it, and when I jostle the first time, once this guy goes off, it'll go off first, then the bike alarm will go off moments later. Okay, now it's armed, so we're going to jostle. Next to the alarm. Okay, you can see it took me a couple of times of the double pushing here to get the alarm to silence, to get it to turn off. And again, it's one short and one long push. Now, the way to do a really fair comparison, I should have this with the holes, the hole for the alarm up, because that's what we did with, that's how we had the Visaman. This was the equivalent of that little slit right there. And the way this is designed, you have sound that should be coming out of these places here. So let's see what we get on the meter now. We're going to arm it. And we'll jostle. I had to do the double push, one short and one long. So, what are some of the pluses on the Guardian alarm? Things I really like about this alarm: the key fob, because it will also sound when the alarm sounds, means you don't have to be within earshot of the alarm on your bike. And because it starts here on the fob before it starts on the alarm, it means I've got an opportunity to take a look and see what's going on before this happens and somebody actually cuts my chain or whatever and takes off with it. Now, we do have the audible Find Me feature on this alarm, just like on the Visaman. And because my wife's been complaining about don't be there, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. Here we go. So, Find Me. Okay, now that actually worked the way it was supposed to. I pushed and held, so it was going to be a continuous sound, and then when I did the double push on the lock unlock or arm disarm, it shut it off. You heard the tweet tweet. That means the alarm has been silenced. It is in the off position. It is in the disarm. And this is just the find the bike. I like the fact that we have the 3 mounting options, and I also like the fact that it has bike seat, under the seat mounting device. That's a lot better than just zip ties. Zip ties can be cut and that alarm just, you know, tossed out of the way. I like this. This is quite a bit beefier than zip ties. The fact that this guy has this off switch, that's great. The downside is that I think they're not in the proper sequence. It should be off, then either sound and no sound in that order, or it should be off, no sound, and sound. Something like that. In summary, here's how the two compare on the various features. The decibel measures are not included here. The Visaman did register a bit higher, but bottom line, both of them are ear piercing. The numerous Guardian mounting options is a big plus for me, as is the remote key fob alarm feature. However, the feature that moves the needle is the remote reliability of the Visaman. It is consistently more accurate. Now, regardless of your preference, if you're interested in either one of these alarms, I will have links for them in the description below the video. So that's all I got for today. I hope you got something out of this video. Again, I think this Guardian bike alarm could be a really great asset. It's fixing the sound again. It doesn't matter which buttons I push, how long I push them, what I do. I just I keep getting, it keeps activating. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Hope you got something out of this. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.